The root of all violence is hurt and helplessness. To fully experience hurt and integrate it and heal it, we will have to be with it entirely and feel it entirely. Those that have experienced pain and have been able to integrate it and heal from it have been presently and openly and have felt it entirely. When this happens, we are less likely to want to cause harm to other people. Human beings are group and community-oriented creatures, and we thrive on being a part of a herd or group. So when an individual has not allowed themselves to be present with their hurt, they become having a sense of helplessness, as if they don't know how to relieve some of the hurt or the pain. So they become triggered. A trigger is always a response to something that needs to be addressed, and an emotion that has something to tell you. So when we do not eventually feel our hurt or pain entirely, this is where violence comes into play. It is an act of asking someone else to help them, but in a maladaptive way. So if I experience hurt and I don't allow myself to feel it entirely, I'm going to keep getting triggered by it. I'm going to keep suppressing it and trying to find other ways, roundabout ways, instead of feeling it entirely and wholly and completely. So I'm going to put pain onto someone else in a subconscious way for them to try to help me. Instead of asking that I need help, I'm going to put pain on someone else. So this is how violence, or any sort of act of unkindness in general, is rooted from. So if you would like to end violence or limit it completely, you will have to experience your hurt completely, and you will have to have it and give it a sense of belonging. Violence is all about fear, and it is about hate. We are under the impression that if we have those two things, that there's something wrong with us and that it needs to be fixed. Instead of basically trying to mold a emotion that we feel naturally from a natural response from an unhealed wounds, we are told that we shouldn't feel that way. So the pain is still there, and yet we are still triggered. This is how acts of violence and hate crimes are committed. Finding a sense of belonging for each and every one of your emotions and your thoughts will greatly improve your connection with your pain and the connection with, or completely wiping out violence in general. Violence is a desperation call for feeling helpless for an extended period of time and not being able to know how to address it and having no one around to help. So this people that commit crimes or violence feel like they are by themselves all the time, 24/7, and that no one will be there to help them. To completely limit or basically throw out violence altogether, we need to get rid of the thought process of an eye for an eye or a tooth for a tooth. What has been done to me, I will also do to you. If we think of people as more of a group oriented, and this is part of my community or tribe, instead of pointing the finger at other people and becoming very distant from each other, I would like you to think as the human race or communities in general is kind of like an animal herd. If one person is feeling left out, it affects the rest of the group. So instead of completely isolating that person or group of individuals, it is very helpful before violence is a last resort is to actually find a sense of belonging with that person and help that person or individuals experience and be with that person when they have experienced hurt. We have a tendency to try to always make people feel better because we are geared towards happiness and joy, and when we see someone else in pain, it is very hard for us to basically associate with that. So the most healing thing that you could do for yourself and for others is to completely get rid of the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. What has been done to me, I will also do to you, because that will do nothing for your community. It will do nothing to better yourself. It will not create more love and connection. It will create more fear and hate. Hate is always a result of being isolated and ostracized for a very long time, that the individual or group of individuals are desperate for a belonging. So in order to limit violence in general and create more of a peaceful and unity with other people, it is very helpful to find a sense of belonging with everything that you do. This includes your emotions, and this will also include finding out what sense of belonging does feelings of hate or feelings of fear or feelings of abandonment, and try to find a sense of belonging or have a sense of feeling like they are a part of something that is positive. This will not only allow the emotions to heal and fix themselves, but it will have a much better positive outcome as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.